Hi friends, welcome to Happy Ode Home, a home decor and lifestyle channel, a place where I give you ideas and inspiration for a fashionably elegant home and living your best life. Happy New Year's to you all, 2024. I hope you had a fantastic New Year's Eve, whether you were just staying at home, chilling, relaxing, or you had a lively night out on the town. I hope you had a fantastic time, whatever you chose to do. For me, my New Year's Eve was very interesting. If you followed me on Instagram, you probably know that I went to a big party at, guess where? Yep, my old house. So that was very interesting. Stepping through the doors as a guest, I had a lot of mixed emotions about it, but you know, at the end of the day, I'm just thrilled with the new owner that bought the home, and he is enjoying it so much, him and his family. So I could not have asked for a better situation. So that just relieves a lot of the weirdness about it. All night I had people asking me, is it weird for you? And I'm like, yeah, it's weird, but hey, you know, just gotta roll with it and move on. And, you know, it was the best decision to make and I don't regret it. And, you know, him and his family are very happy. So that is just the best of both worlds. So that was my New Year's Eve. So we are going to kick off 2024 with my first video of the year, and we're going to be talking about something more serious, and that is our mental health. And our mental health affects absolutely everything that we do. It affects our whole body, and it is so important to check in on and assess. We'll be talking in another video about exercise and working out, which is also very important. But first, I wanted to go into 2024 and just talk about mental health and just give you all ideas and let you know about the struggles that I have gone through with mental health as well. So, but at the end of the video, I know many of you have liked the fashion tips that I've been doing, so I wanted to throw a few pictures in there about some outfits that I just pulled out of my closet, black dresses that I added a very wide belt to, and I just wanted to show you how just adding the belt dressed up the dresses, you know, significantly. And it doesn't work all the time, but it does work a lot of times. And I just wanted to show you that as my tip for the day. I told you I've been really getting into belts lately. But there are also I wanted to throw in a couple other pictures of, I received a couple Ralph Lauren dresses, and I'll show you a picture of them. I'm not sure about them, and I'm pretty sure I'm going to return one of them, but I wanted your opinion on the other one and what you all thought about it. So stay tuned for that. I hope you will join me as we do a dive into mental health. So in this video, I want to talk about 8 daily tasks that can help combat depression. And I also want to talk about my experience with TMS, which is Transcranial Magnetic Stimulation. Yeah, we'll get into that later, but first I do want to focus on 8 tips that I want to do every day. I do many of them every day, but I don't do them all every day. And I hope that talking about them and inspiring you will help me get back into things that I know that will help me combat feeling sad. So depression comes in many forms, and one of the forms is SAD, SAD, Seasonal Affective Disorder. And for me, the worst months of the year are January and February, and it's mainly because in our region, those are the coldest months of the year. And they're dark. Sun is not, because of daylight savings time, you know, the sun is not out as much as the rest of the year, you know, in the spring and the summer and the fall. But also, we've taken down like all of our Christmas decor, right? You know, when going into December, even though it is cold, we have the excitement of Christmas and the holidays, and we're bringing out these beautiful ornaments and we're decorating our homes and everything is so beautiful and we're feeling so good about everything and we're excited for Christmas. But then in January, we take everything down and we put things away, and it can just leave us feeling sad, right? Basically sad. And even though there are the hopes of, you know, a new year and new things to come, you know, with the darkness and everything combined, it can be a lot. It can be a lot to deal with. And like I said, in our region, it is, you know, dark and cold, and, you know, if we get any snow, it's going to be in January and February. And even though solstice has passed, you know, which is in late December, and things are getting slightly lighter every day, it is still dark and depressing. So hopefully my 8 tips will, if you are experiencing this, will help you think about things that maybe you can do this year if you aren't doing already, or things you can add into your daily routine that may help you along the way too. That's what I hope. That's what I hope I can do for you today. So women are twice as likely to be diagnosed with depression than men. And why is that? Maybe because women are seeking the diagnosis, women are going in, and maybe men aren't. But I know a lot of men probably struggle with depression too, but you know, they're men and just, you know, carry forward and don't deal with it. They're maybe not as concerned about their mental health because they have other things to worry about. But women with, you know, dealing with the children and dealing with the family and having jobs outside of the home and hormonal changes make women just very susceptible to depression. So, you know, let's start with these 8 tips that I want to give you that I hope will help you move forward. So the first daily task I want to talk about is to think positive. And this is something I struggle with myself because I get all kinds of negative thoughts. And when I go negative, I can go like really negative. So to turn that around, need to focus on just things that we like about ourselves and things that are going well in our life instead of things that aren't and things that are going poorly. And I think generally speaking, it's easier to focus on negatives than it is positives. I don't know, maybe it's just me. I'm not sure if everyone's like that. I mean, I know there are a lot of positive people and maybe they don't do that, but when you do go down a rabbit hole of thinking negatively, it's very easy to spiral. You know, you start here and then you just keep going down and down, and it gets really bad. And then you're in a deep hole and it's hard to climb your way out of the hole. So focus on the positive and the things that you really like about yourself and the things that you want to change. And you know, while it's good to feel the pain of what you're going through, to dwell on it isn't. So that is my the very first thing that I want to do every day, and I hope you all will do it too, is just focus on the positive and think positive instead of on the negative, and to really try to think about the things that you love about yourself. And there's another video that I do want to do also with that, And I'll talk a little bit more about that at the end, but okay, that's the first one. Number 2, make sure to communicate with someone every day. Like, have a real conversation with someone every day. And I guess this applies maybe to more of you that live alone, with families and stuff. That's easier to do, but some of you that do live alone, pick up the phone and call a friend and talk to a friend and have like a real conversation. Reach out to the people that are close to you and the ones that you love. And I think that'll just make you feel so much better and lift your spirits. So I know the hardest part of the day, at least for me, is actually like getting out of bed in the morning. You know, I open my eyes and I'm like, okay, so what does the day hold for me? And putting my feet on the ground, taking the covers off, putting my feet on the ground is actually the hardest part. Once I'm up, I'm absolutely fine. But sometimes just, you know, you need to mentally prepare yourself when you wake up. And if you, have it in your mind that you want to reach out to someone and call someone, I really, really hope that you do that. So that is number 2. For human communication. The third thing, and this may seem like an obvious one, but when you get out of bed in the morning, get into the shower right away. You can't underestimate the benefits of a warm shower. You know, the water just trickling over your body and your face and your head, it feels so enveloping, and it's just such a good feeling to take a nice warm shower and start your day off that way. And in addition, you know, your makeup routine and your face routine of washing your face and putting on your moisturizer and, you know, doing whatever you do, you know, plucking your eyebrows, you know, looking in the mirror, plucking your eyebrows, putting on some makeup, putting on lipstick, you know, whatever that one or 2 items, doing your face and just making yourself feel better with makeup, I absolutely suggest. It's so easy, I know, to roll out of bed, put on some sweats and just go downstairs if you don't have anything going on that day, or you're gonna work from home and you just don't like have a reason to. But even if you're not gonna go out all day, still do this as part of your daily routine, and it will just make you feel so much better, I promise. So piggybacking off of that last idea of getting up in the morning and, you know, preparing yourself for the day, you know, another video I want to do, you know, talk about fashion. And as we age, I think we tend to get frumpier. Why? Why do we do that? Because we're settled and it's just the way we are, and we gain weight and don't put on makeup, and we just tend to get frumpy. Well, I want to help you ladies. If any of you want to get out of that mode, I want to help you get out. You do not need to be frumpy, and I want to help you change that. If you are perfectly happy with the way you are, that's great. But if you do want to get out of that, I want to help you. Okay. So the fourth one is to limit your social media every day to 30 minutes or less than an hour. Studies have shown that 30 minutes of social media a day can help depression so much just by limiting to that time limit. It is so easy to get sucked into Facebook and sucked into Instagram and Snapchat and all of those, and scroll and scroll and scroll, and then you just feel depressed afterwards. I know I do. I mean, I don't need to read that study show it. I mean, I know because it happens to me. I feel it happening to myself when I'm on it too long. And sometimes I think we get caught up in like comparisons, you know, when you look at something, or, you know, like what your friends are doing, or, you know, so much of Facebook is, you know, hey, look at me, I've taken this great trip, I done this, my kids are so great, you know, which is great. You want to celebrate your children's achievements. I understand, you know, going to Facebook and wanting to post that for your friends and relatives. That's great. But if you're someone that, if you're seeing that over and over, it's going to negatively affect you, then you need to get off of it. You need to get off of it and focus on yourself. Instead of being on social media, get meditating. That's what I recommend. Meditate, get on the ground, think about yourself, do some floor exercises, just be completely silent and just think and meditate about yourself and what's going to make you feel good instead of getting caught up in all of the social media comparison and something that's just going to bring you down, because that's not what we want. Number 5, do exercise for at least 30 minutes every day. I used to be so good about this before I moved into this house, and I would exercise regularly. We had a gym in the house, so I would go down there almost every day, 5 to 6 days a week. And since I've been here, I have a new routine, new home, I'm just not doing that. So I want to get back into it, and I know how good I feel when I do that on a daily basis. So I recommend you do at least 30 minutes of exercise. Aerobic exercise would be great to help release those endorphins and the serotonin in your brain. You know, if you can ride the bike or go for a brisk walk for 30 minutes. You know, a few floor exercises will help, but that's not really going to get you to the level of, you know, releasing all those good feelings in your brain. And that is what we want. And I know, speaking from myself, when I get like really anxious, I feel it right here. I feel it in my gut when I get anxiety, and it is not a good feeling, and exercise really helps to relieve some of that anxiety. So to get yourself moving at least 30 minutes a day, I highly, highly encourage it. And in another video, I want to talk about exercising. I just wanted to put out this mental health video before I did an exercising video, because I'm sure a lot of people are thinking about starting a new exercise routine beginning of the year, but so that is very important as well. Number 6, plan an activity for the day. Find a purpose for your day. And, you know, whether it's meeting up with friends or whether it's planning a vacation, you need something to look forward to. And that helps us move forward. If you're just waking up, okay, got to go to work today, blah, blah, you know, and just it's the same old drudgery, you know, that's not really going to get you to the next level. You need something to look forward to, something exciting, something fun. So whether it is meeting up with friends, going on a vacation, something that is just going to make you feel good and that's going to bring some sort of excitement. So that is very important, and we need a purpose. And you know what, even if it's nothing big like that, decorating, you know, I've talked about that. I find decorating very therapeutic. I love doing that. Wake up in the morning and think about, you know what, I'm going to decorate today. I'm going to rearrange the furniture in my home, and, you know, I think it needs a little refresh, and I'm going to see the way this looks. Or I'm going to, you know, go house shopping, go up in your attic and find an old piece of furniture or a lamp or something to bring down and refresh the look in your home. And I think that'll just do wonders. You know, that's something to look forward to, you know, something new and different. So we need a purpose and we need something to look forward to. To feel overall good about our mental health, our brain needs proper nutrition, and our brain needs the right type of foods. So eating a diet rich in healthy fats and healthy carbohydrates and vitamin D is going to make our brain feel good and then help with depression. You know, there is thought to be a link between reduced sunlight in the winter and vitamin D deficiency. You know, so if you can't get outside and get some sunlight, you know, taking in some vitamin D is important to our bodies. I know at my annual physical, my doctor always checks, you know, with blood work every year, checks my vitamin D levels. And I think she does that with all of her patients. and I'm usually low on vitamin D. I'm good about taking supplements for a while, and then, you know, I don't take the supplements. I try to get it through the foods I eat, you know, through protein, fish, salmon, you know, healthy fats. All of those are really good, high in vitamin D. Also fortified milk and, you know, fortified dairy products that are good in vitamin D, eggs, you know, all things that are good for our brain are going to make us feel better. So that is very important too. We also need like healthy carbohydrates, you know, like pretzels and brown rice and lentils and beans, you know, the white rice and the white bread and enriched flour. All that is not going to make us feel better, and it's not good for our brain or our overall health, and it's going to spike our sugar, and it's going to, you know, cause an insulin reaction, and it's just, you know, going to be a downward spiral. I know we all do it. I do it, you know, but I want to do it less often is my goal. So we're all going to fall off the wagon, and, you know, I have a box of peanut brittle in there that I keep running to every day and take a piece. You know, it's just fine in small amounts, but I just want to get back to much more overall healthy eating and brain good, feel good foods for our brain, and things that are just good for our overall mental and physical health. No, it's not that immediate sugar high, you know, the second it touches your lips, you're like, oh, that sugar rush. We get addicted to the sugar rush, but we know it's not good for us. So to minimize that as much as possible, that is another goal. Eighth thing that I wanted to mention, which I find very helpful and therapeutic, is listening to music. Music just makes me feel so good, and it pumps me up depending on the type of music I'm listening to, but I love all types of music, literally. Everything from classical down to like hardcore rap, and lots of things in the middle. And it depends on the mood you're in. And sometimes you just want some classical and some easy listening music because you're in that mood. Sometimes you want something, you know, you're in the gym and, you know, you need to get pumped up and you want something more hardcore, you know, that's going to really get you moving. Just listening to music just is so good for the brain. And I think we're all just bred to love music, and I've loved music, and I'm sure most of you do too, since like the second I was probably born, and have never given it up throughout my whole life. And I think that's just very therapeutic and good for the mind to listen to any type of music that you like. So those are my 8 recommendations that we can all do every day to put our mind in a more positive mood. They're simple things that we can all work on. Of course, there are you know, for more severe cases, you know, therapy and medication are also an option, which you should talk to your doctor about. I know many people that have done therapy and they find it so incredibly helpful. I've done a little bit of it. I haven't done a lot. And when I have found it helpful. I didn't used to believe in it, but now I do. I think just the act of talking to someone and verbalizing some of these things that we keep inside is extremely beneficial. So therapy is another great option. And, you know, some people do need prescription drugs. I'm not going to say, you know, yes or no, depending on your doctor. You talk to your doctor on whether you need them or not. Personally, my personal experience with them is I have tried many, many of them. And I went off of every one of them because I just didn't like the side effects. And the side effects, I mean, they range from, I don't know, not being able to sleep at night because your mind is going crazy, or you're having like crazy vivid dreams, or, I mean, things like, you know, like a decreased libido, or, headaches, or, I mean, it just ranges, the side effects range from person to person, medication to medication, and I just did not like them. And I was not going to go down the path of, well, I'm going to take another prescription to combat the side effects of this prescription. And then you just pile on, and it just wasn't for me. So that was not something that I wanted to continue or that I thought was going to be beneficial for me long term. So what did I do? I did something a little different. I did something called TMS therapy. So now I want to talk just a little bit about my experience with something else, a little bit more of an unconventional path that I took to help combat depression, and it is called TMS. That stands for Transcranial Magnetic Stimulation. Yeah, so it's a big commitment. Talk to your doctor about it on whether it is something that would be right for you. I did it 3 years ago, and it helped me considerably. It is a daily routine. You have to be very committed to it because you need to go into an office every day for about 6 weeks. And the session lasts probably 20 to 30 minutes. So they're going to put something on your head, and it's going to tap over and over and over for about 20 minutes and stimulate a certain part of your brain. And it's uncomfortable. It doesn't feel good. You don't like it. I dreaded it at the beginning, and apparently a lot of people stop it because they can't handle it. So it is a big commitment, but when I decided to do it, I wasn't going to back off. I mean, I'm not a quitter. If I decide to do something, I'm going to do it. So I went in there, I dealt with it. I didn't like it, but I dealt with it. And I did it for 5 to 6 weeks. And I noticed a difference maybe week 2 or week 3. I don't remember exactly. But I do remember feeling better. And the feeling is just, and any of you that suffer from depression, it's just like this big cloud over you, like a big weight. And I just got to the point where it's like the cloud lifted. It's not like I was, suddenly happy and running around like, everything's great. It was just the feeling of the cloud lifting off of me. If you all know what that means or feels like, or if you don't and you're suffering from depression, it's a good feeling when that happens, when you have that. So that's what it did for me. It was a really big commitment again. And it is something that you do need to consider carefully. And the good news for some is that insurance may cover it, depending on your plan. My insurance did cover it. So that was great because, going into an office every day for 6 weeks, not sure how much it was, but I'm sure it wasn't cheap. So, look and talk to your doctor, look to see if your insurance will pay for part or some, or I'm sure there are prerequisites, like you have to have done this and this before they'll take you to this next level. But look into that if it is something that you think you may be interested in. It isn't for everyone. Again, talk to your doctor. Depending on certain conditions people have, it's probably not a good option. I'm not a doctor. I can't say that. I can just speak from my experience that it did help me. I know other people have said, I did all this on Instagram, and I actually, in my highlights on Instagram, I went through the journey, and, I told you, I was telling, my followers how I was feeling you know, as I was going through it. So if you're interested, you know, go onto my Instagram and look under the highlights of TMS, and you can see when I went through it, you know, how I was feeling at that time. It was so long ago, I actually don't even remember. But it did help me. It did help lift that cloud. And I feel 3 years later that I'm still have the effects from it. So I'm very happy about that. Are there any negatives that I've noticed? Yes. And I can't say that it's definitely from the therapy. Maybe it's from old age, but I've noticed a little bit of memory loss. Again, I don't know. Maybe it's just age. I can't say positively that TMS affected my memory. I kind of think it did. I don't know. Just something to consider. I don't know if you like research it, are they going to admit to it? But just in my personal experience, I think that it did affect my memory. But with that being said, if you were to say to me, okay, Denise, well, we're going to do TMS. We're going to do it for 6 weeks. You're going to feel better in the end, but you're going to have a little bit of memory loss. Would you do it? I would still say yes. So, you know, depending on the person, you know, and whatever, there could be other side effects. You know, anything that you do is going to have a side effect. So for me, I felt that it was memory loss. So something to consider, that I did want to mention that that could be an issue. Maybe not for everyone. And again, I can't positively say that it was related to my TMS therapy, but I kind of think it was. So something to consider, but you know, again, I would still do it again. So if you have a question, are you able to do like follow-up sessions, you know, to keep it active? I guess my insurance would only pay for like a brand new session to do the whole thing over again. So it's not like I can go back for like a touch-up. You know, if I want to do it, I would have to go back for another full 6 weeks, which I think they would probably pay for, but I haven't done that. I'm not ready to do that. I'm still benefiting from the first go around, maybe in a few years, I don't know. But again, this is 3 years later and I feel okay. So I don't think that that is something that I am going to do right now. So that was a lot to take in. I hope you all benefited from this video. I know it wasn't the feel good, happy, decorating, fun video, and we got a little bit more serious in this video, but you know, I want to bring things out, and I want, you know, my channel to be a place where you go to and you're getting help on how to live your best life, you know, because that's all any of us want. And as we age, again, women, we are strong, we are mighty, and we are aging well. And I want to give all of you ladies tips on how to age well, and hopefully we can help each other. I can learn from you, you can learn from me on just how to age gracefully and not be scared about aging, because we're all doing it, we can't help it, and it's part of life, and we just need to deal with it. But we want to do it the best we can and the healthiest way we can, and to prolong our life as much as we can. So I do want to bring you more videos on this type of stuff. So I hope you will get subscribed if this is something that you are interested in. And for the gentlemen out there, I hope you can learn some tips from this, from depression, because I know depression affects men as well. Again, I just don't think they go to a doctor for it unless it's very severe. But I hope all of these tips will help all of you. And please drop me a line. Let me know what you think. Do you enjoy hearing about these heavier topics? Should I keep it lighter? I don't know. I'm just trying to come up with ideas on other ways how I can help you. Because I feel like over the years, I've been through a lot. I've seen a lot. I've done a lot. And I want to share some of this stuff with you if I think that it is going to benefit you. So, love you all. Thanks so much for being here, for sharing this time with me. I'm not sure how long this video is going to be, but I feel it's probably going to be one of the longer ones. But thank you again for being here. Drop me a comment, let me know your thoughts, and I will see you next time. All right, take care. Please like, subscribe, and we will be back with another video. Okay, all. Take care.
Okay, so for today's styling tip, I wanted to show you how adding a belt to a dress can just elevate your style and give you a more sophisticated look. I am going to show you 4 dresses that I just pulled out of my closet and I added a belt to it, and how it just completely transforms and changes the look. Some of these dresses did come, with just like a little tie, or, if it was a wrap dress, it just had a very thin little loop, and I took a thick belt and I put it over it, and it just creates a completely different, more stylish look than just a regular black dress. And I'm not super tall, so this is probably about as wide as I can go with the belt, which is probably maybe a little bit over 2 inches. So how you want to wear a belt is you want to wear it at the waist, so it gives you more of a cinched waist look. You don't want to wear it at the hips, but when you do wear it with a dress, you do want to wear it at the waist. And I think a leather belt, whatever color you choose, a leather belt is the best style to wear with a dress, since it goes with so many different types of fabrics. So I love this new belt that I got, and I just loved playing around, just pulling dresses out of my closet and adding a belt to it, and the majority of the ones that I added to it just looked great. There were a couple that I tried that I didn't like, but most of them I just did, and I just loved the look, and I just wanted to pass that along to you all in case you all are thinking about, adding a belt to, a dress in your closet and just completely changing the look of it. So that is my fashion tip for today. I hope you all enjoy it. Hold on one second, because I have a couple other Ralph Lauren dresses that I do want to show you. So this first Ralph Lauren dress, I really was drawn to the colors, and it is a petite size, but when I tried it on, the fit is just a little odd. It's very tight in the chest, and at the hips it just kind of bulges out a little bit, and it just didn't feel comfortable. The length was great, and I like the sleeves, but just overall, I don't know, I just didn't feel good in it, so I think I'm going to return this dress. So I'd love to get your opinion on this long checkered dress. It was a nice material, it was flowy, I love the checkered pattern, very, very classic Ralph Lauren, but again, I'm a little bit on the short side, and I thought that maybe it's just a little bit overpowering for me. I'm kind of undecided on it. I want to love it. I, just love these classic patterns, but I don't know. I'm just not sure that I'm really feeling it. It's not a definite yes. As soon as I tried it on, I'm like, oh yes, this is fabulous. So I want to know what you all think. So drop me a line, let me know what you think, give me your ideas, and I will see you all next time. Take care. Bye.